Hey, on the channel, we're back at it with another Mondo X-Men, the animated series, 1/6 scale unboxing with my boy, Gambit.
And the spirit of Ultimate Warrior will run forever!
Welcome everyone, Kyle here, and welcome back to the channel for another X-Men the Animated Series Mondo Collectibles 1/6 scale unboxing and review. And today on the channel, we got Gambit. But for all your Gambit needs, Mondo Shop. But for everything else under the sun, Big Bad Toy Store. Use the link in the description down below. And Gambit, one of my all-time favorite Marvel characters. Not just X-Men, but Marvel. Growing up, a kid in the 90s, reading X-Men comics, of course watching the X-Men animated series, and double, of course, collecting the toys back in the day. You knew I was all in on Gambit. Wolverine, Gambit, always my two favorites. Always enjoyed Gambit throughout the years. Gonna really enjoy having this one in my collection to go with the rest of the X-Men animated series figures we've unboxed on the channel. And like those other ones, we're gonna do this one just like those, is we're gonna take a look at the packaging, we're gonna talk about it, we're gonna unbox it, we're gonna talk about it. We're going to see where it goes from there. So without further ado, let's look at the packaging on old Gambit here. I believe this is the Mondo version, limited edition. It does say on the front. As we always know, usually with Mondo, they have a timed edition and then a later release that comes out maybe a couple weeks, sometimes at the same time after. Maybe not as many bells and whistles. This is the bells and whistles, for lack of a better term, edition of Gambit here. And Gambit, looking only like a Gambit could look if he was on a Mondo box. Of course, the background all black and white, little comic action going on. Really stands out with the color, of course. The Mondo seal, as I did mention. 1/6 scale figurine on the side. Marvel, X-Men, usual stuff. Nothing too fun over there. You get the X-Men Animated Series logo over there. I'm not sure how I feel about this packaging. We've seen uniformity, which I do like, but would we like the great 90s X-Men Animated Series color on the package? Maybe, I think I would, actually. And then we get Gambit over here. We even get basketball playing Gambit, which we saw in X-Men 97 on Disney Plus fairly recently. But nothing too wild on the back there, just kind of going over some artwork. So very interesting. Model 300 Gambit, turn with code 71492. So it looks like some graphics from the show, of course. So there we go. On the inside, we do get a blurb. We get War and Peace. I'm going to try to read this, I think. And then we get Gambit in the package. We'll bust him out here in a second. But let's see what it says about our old friend Gambit. Remy Ankeny LeBeau is the most mysterious of our X-Men. Born among primitive Cajun gangs of thieves and assassins, Gambit's burning red eyes marked him from birth as a possible savior. I'd probably think he's the devil and throw him out with the bathwater. That's what I would do. A tribal peacemaker in this mystic, ritualistic world, but when faced with an arranged marriage, oh, an arranged marriage, never good. That's what I had. That's how me and my wife got together. It was arranged. In a dark future, Remy fled. Seeking new direction, he soon found himself accepted by a growing family of fellow mutant outcasts, Professor Charles Xavier's X-Men. But how accepted is he? When faced with a crisis, can he be trusted? Wolverine doubts him, calls him a traitor. Oh, whoops, I jumped ahead. Rogue loves him, yet time traveler Bishop calls him a traitor. Every woman he meets wants him, and every guy too, let me tell you. He's dangerous. He seems so self-assured, but is he truly, what is he hiding from? His teammates or from himself? And we could all ask ourselves that question in the mirror. Gambit's power can make anything he holds build with kinetic energy until it explodes, but finding the peace he's looking for seems to be just beyond his grasp. So there you go, a little blurb for old Gambit there. And we saw X-Men 97, Gambit had quite the story arc, and we'll see what happens to him in Season 2 of that series. Hopefully in 2025. I don't know, have they officially announced when that is coming back out? Hopefully 2025. I enjoyed watching the X-Men, and I think a lot of the X-Men fans from back in the day probably enjoyed it just as much as I did. So we'll see what happens in the future with that. But we're going to see in the future right now with old Gambit Mondo Collectibles Edition, if I can get him out of the package. And that sometimes is half the battle. And, you know, knowing's half the battle sometimes as well. But why doesn't he want to come out? Gambit, come out and play! Alright, whatever. We're gonna just take this whole thing off. A gentle off to the side, see you later. You gotta be gentle about it. Oh, that's why. I don't like this at all. At all. I hate this. I hate it. Why is this all connected to the back of this? We want to keep this nice and pretty. I want to keep the packaging pretty. But it's all back on the back here. Oh, I do not like that at all. Do not like it at all. At all. So we do get that going on. And we do get old Remy right here. Looking only like a Remy could look with all the extra effects and pieces and stuff like that. But I'm going to take him offline, get him out of the package, fight with this mess, and we'll be back talking Mondo X-Men animated series Gambit. All right, let's get down to some Cajun business with Gambit. Let's start off with the accessories here. We do get the Mondo stand, circular stands for these X-Men figures where we get a little different design for the He-Man and the Masters of the Universe ones we've been boxing on the channel. So I do like that Mondo goes that extra step. They could just give us one uniform stand throughout. They do different designs. I'm here for that. So we do get that going on. How about some extra hands? I guess let's knock those out real quick. Gambit's got 2 gripping hands out of the package, but he does come with 2 fists of Gambit Fury. He'll punch you in the mouth if you're not careful. We do get 2 splayed out hands as well. And then we do get a card holding, card throwing hand, whatever you want to call it right here. And then we get a specialty hands over on this side. As you do get one very iconic when we think of Gambit. We think of something like this. He's got the effect piece, the 3 different cards going out. I wonder why he decided cards were the easiest thing to do. I don't know. It just feels like there's other things you could do, like marbles. That would be something, wouldn't it? Just fire up them marbles. Who knows? But very on brand for Gambit. Would have liked to seen cards in there. It is translucent where the cards go, but it would be cool to see the Ace of Spades, the Queen of Hearts, things like that in there. But to each their own with that. And then we do get some card hands here, and he's getting ready to play a hot game of 52 card pickup. I heard he gets Wolverine on that all the time. He says, Wolverine, you want to play a little card game? You want to play 52 card pickup? And Wolverine's like, yeah, sure, I'll play that. And then Wolverine's stuck picking up cards all the time. I've heard that. Somebody fact check it if you want to. But we do got this whole stack. I love the translucent piece in the middle. Looks like he's kind of going between his hands. Pretty cool if you ask me. And then you get a little tighter grip on some cards right here. You got the Mondo cards, special edition. Let's get these as a San Diego Comic-Con exclusive. Give us the Mondo cards. How about that? But we do got that. We do got the hands for Gambit. Got a little bit of gloved hands, a little bit of open hands on all these hands here for Gambit. Looking pretty cool, all things considered. And then we do get, of course, some cards. Get some straight-up Mondo playing cards. Oh, 4 aces. What is that? I don't play cards at all. The only card game I play, Slapjack. I'm a master at Slapjack. I don't know my card games. But looking good here. 4 aces. Is that a royal flush? Is that a straight? What is that? I don't know. You guys tell me. I'm sure somebody knows. Then we do get a card here, which I guess is all fired up here, and he's ready to throw this on his way there. Now we do get a little locket box, of course, inside here. Probably the key to Rogue's heart is my guess, but it is a little box. Does not open up. Doesn't do anything here. Nice yellow color. Is what it is. Probably going to go in my storage bin is where that's going to go. Gambit, you don't see him blasting guns very often, but he does get a little gun here. Very cool animated cell shading on this one as well. A little pistol there for Gambit. And then when we think of Gambit, this is what we go to. We go to this stick right here. We think of him using this one and back and forth and all that kind of fun stuff. So we do get Gambit's stick, staff, whatever you want to call it. We get that right there. And then like a young Ghost Rider, he's got a little chain going on. So he's got this chain all flamed up, using this as a weapon as well. So a lot of weapons here for Gambit. Then we do get a couple of bands. I don't remember what these bands are for, but we get 2 different bands right here. I guess they could go around his arm if you want to, but it's not clicking right now. I'm sure somebody's going to say, I'm going to say, oh yeah, I remember that. And there it is right there. But now we dive into Gambit himself, and we got 3 extra heads, 4 heads total for this Gambit. Of course, right out of the package, this is the Gambit we know and love. We got that hair up there at the top. We got that crazy mask that kind of goes over part of his face. What's the reason for that half mask like that? I never understand it. It's a good look, though. It's a good look, no doubt about it. But it looks like Gambit, no doubt, and he's got those red eyes and a very stoic face going on. Second head here for Gambit. I don't know if I would ever use this one. I'll do it for the glamour shot, but after that, it's Mystique, I guess, transforming into Gambit back and forth. I don't know. Not really needed as far as I'm concerned. So we do get that there. We do get basketball Remy right here. He's got the ponytail going on. It looks a little interesting. But once again, this looks a little strange on this body if you don't have his basketball outfit, where it's either basketball or jazzercise. I'm not sure what outfit he's wearing for that, but it is him once again, stoic look. Just not super iconic, especially with this body style with that head. And then we do get another head here, the last one. This is another one I would use. It's probably between these 2 heads. He's got a little sly grin on his face here. Same kind of hairdo going on. Same mask, got the red eyes, but a little more slick in the face department is what that one is. But now we get down to Gambit here. Once again, all day long, anybody hands me this, I know who this is. This is Gambit to a T. When I close my eyes late at night and I look over to my wife and my wife tells me, Kyle, what are you going to dream about tonight? You going to dream about me, honey? I said, oh, no. X-Men 97 Gambit, Mondo. That's what I'm thinking about tonight. Ah, yeah, you know how that goes. But we got Gambit right here looking only like a Gambit could look. Love that pinkish purple underneath in the body and the abs and the chest. Of course, that little blue kind of collar over the top. The iconic long jacket over the top on that in brown looking very good. Got the two gripping hands. We talked about that earlier. Got the big boots there in blue. Shading throughout on this one, bringing it back to the animated series as we do know. Looking very, very nice. Very, very cool. Now, the jacket looks like it can come off, but unfortunately, we only got one set of arms. An extra set of arms with this would have been pretty cool. You could have had a non-jacket look, but let's be honest. If you got this figure, you're displaying him in the jacket. There's no other way around it. But looking very, very good. Of course, articulation, head, back, forth, side to side, up and down. Big old power-popped collar like a young Todd McFarlane with power moves from the couch. Arms all the way around for us. Oh, my gosh. Single jointed elbow, very, very tight. You do get the side to side at the elbow as well. Hands removable, back, forth, side to side. Let's see, we're getting a hula hoop at the... What do we got? We got a little bit of movement up here. Really nothing to write home about. We do get waist articulation. We do get some splits going on. Of course, Gambit, always very flexible, as we know. Leg does go up a little bit. Double jointed knees. Ankles back, forth, up and down, side to side. No hole in the bottom. It does say Marvel, made in China, 2023 on that one there. But looking good, it is definitely Gambit. There's no mistaking this guy for anybody else. I know this is Gambit all day long, and I love it because I'm a big Gambit guy, like I said at the top of this very video. Very cool, very iconic, very key to that 90s X-Men team is this Gambit. A very, very fun figure here. And of course, you can't have Gambit without his best gal, his Cher. Well, yeah, his Cher, and I'm his Sonny Bono. Who knows? But there's old Rogue next to Gambit right here. And actually, I got Wolverine chilling right off camera. Got Wolverine as well. We unboxed him on the channel. We also unboxed Sabretooth. We unboxed the Logan. I got Omega Red over there I still got to get to. There's a lot of X-Men animated series figures from Mondo. Have to imagine a San Diego Comic-Con exclusive around the corner. Forgot about Magneto. We unboxed that on the channel as well. So really building out our X-Men squad here. Can't wait to see more of those. Can't wait to see Beast. I think Beast will be a good one. Hopefully Bishop. Got to have Professor X somewhere in there. Cyclops up for pre-order right now in some places. A lot of people going. I'm sure Storm and Jean Grey are around the corner. There's a lot of X-Men figures they can make. It's definitely a wallet buster and a shelf killer, but man, it is pretty cool if you grew up in the X-Men animated series generation or are a big fan of the Disney Plus series right now. But there's old Gambit. What are your guys' thoughts? Is this a pickup, a pass, a long game, a no game, I'm not so sure game? Let me know your thoughts on Gambit in the X-Men in the comments down below. And of course, you made it this far. Don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, turn on the old notification bell as we got videos every single day, and then some. We got even more content, including early access to all the videos from both YouTube channels. You get all the glamour shots, you get Q&As every month, you get dog stuff, you get pizza stuff, you get a lot of fun. It's all happening over on the Patreon. Patreon, best way to support the channel. You can also support the channel at ProWrestlingTees.com. Search Kyle Peterson. And don't forget social media. SirPaul64 on the X, _Kyle_Peterson on Threads, and on Instagram. So for Gambit and the X-Men animated series, I'm Kyle. See you guys all real soon.